gentlemen, this contest is for one fall. Yes, for the WWE Championship.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Welcome to the Round the Turnbuckle. I'm Big Al. That guy right there is Professor Keith, as always. And joining us is Andrew W. What's up, Andrew?
Hi, how's it going? I'm feeling great.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
My lip is feeling better from my last match.
Yeah, we were going to ask you about that. We're going to ask you about that while we're on the air here. How you feeling?
Oh, yeah, not too bad. Luckily, I didn't need any stitches. I bought a lot of turmeric powder. It's like an Indian spice at the grocery store. And then some hot salt water rinse. So I kind of swished that together in my mouth, and it closed up the wound. So
kept it from infection. Kept it from infection and all that good stuff too.
Oh yes, that's what I was a little bit, concerned about once it happened and all that.
Keith and I were
not there, just for what we're talking about for context. If you weren't at the last 3WA event in Quakertown, so Andrew had a match, and towards the end of his match there, he took a pretty hellacious kick to the face.
Well, it was like a knee to his chin.
Yeah, a knee right into the chin there. One of those it's not ballet moments. Unfortunately, miscommunications happen. Things go wrong in there, and unfortunately for Andrew, his opponent's knee went wrong into his face, and he had a pretty nasty cut there. We had to call an audible and end the match right there, but thankfully, no stitches required. Like he just said, everything healed up nicely, and he's going to be ready to go at the end of the month. There you go. Uncensored.
What's the I came at DDT, right? And then I was powdering to the ropes, powdering to the crowd and stuff. I do like to do the rope shaking. Andru The Warrior actually was my all-time favorite.
Right.
Of all time. And then I was just fixing my hair as I guess I kind of do that in general. And then I thought we were going to do like a barrage of, punches and selling and stuff. And I saw that he was selling. Next thing I knew, he just jumps right up, and we discussed he was going to do that Kenny Omega type V trigger.
Right.
Needless, I thought he was going to run right at me, so I'd be able to post and stuff. And then just all of a sudden, he just hit me, and I guess he's a little bit maybe shorter. Maybe he was like 5'8", and just the ball of his knee hit me, and then I was actually supposed to go over with the sidewalk slam. Right. Kind of like a Kevin Nash type of a sidewalk slam I like to do. But I didn't want my blood to be on the road, on the ring and stuff. And so I just called an audible and just took it home.
No, I certainly appreciate that. I'm sure the rest of the guys appreciated that because if I remember correctly, you guys were either the opener or the second match. So we had a lot. No, you were the second match, I believe. Yeah. And we had a lot of show left to go. So certainly appreciate you being heads up for the rest of the locker room and saying, hey, let's take it home. Let's not try to be fancy and selfish and, potentially create an issue there with, any potential bloodborne pathogens or anything.
Of course. I'm totally clean. And everything
I'm
that.
not trying to insinuate anything.
I know, I just...
Yeah.
Of course.
But you know how it is. I mean, in this day and age, you can never be too careful.
I know, of course. So, like staph infections, hepatitis, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, in your short stint in 3WA, we've seen a few matches now. Keith and I, we commentate every 3WA show, so we've seen your short stint in 3WA, and I tell you, I know Keith agrees with me. There's talent there. There is potential for a lot. Do you have a lot to learn? Sure, but we can see the potential there. How do you think it's going for you so far, in your mind?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I do want to get more bookings. I do live in parts unknown, but like a certain section of Pennsylvania. But I'm hanging out in Pennsylvania, and it's not too bad around here. And I heard the tri-state area.
Lots of wrestling. Lots of wrestling.
Oh my God, yes. And now this is breaking news. I mean, this is like the Simpsons in Springfield. We finally know the state in which Parts Unknown resides and is located.
Which is where? Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
Oh.
This is breaking news.
The Warrior is rolling around in his grave right now. Okay, so so the Iron Voice, Keith, in case you don't know, is Greg the Thundercat. And he says, "What's up, everybody? Love you guys and miss you guys. Just became tag team champions this past Saturday. Congratulations."
Awesome.
I could probably get him booked here in Alabama. How you like that? Read that one, Andrew.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
I don't know if you're interested in going down there, but he's always trying to get people to come down there.
Greg's a great guy to be friends with in general because he is a 14-year veteran now, I think. 17. Such a great mind for this business. Loves to help out young guys. Whenever we have a young guy on this show, he's always one of the first ones. He'll probably friend request you, honestly, after this, whether you want him to or not.
It's under Andru W Wrestling, Greg. Andru W Wrestling on Facebook.
He loves to take people under his wing and talk wrestling. We had him down here in June of this year. He came up, hung out with us at an event, and I drove him back to the airport, and it was just an hour-long conversation under the learning tree about what the state of Southern wrestling is right now, in his opinion, and just how to put together a program and all of that good stuff. I mean, he just drops wisdom if you're willing to sit and listen.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm thinking about wrestling just all the time, 24/7. After my job, when I got my job during the week, I just pop on YouTube and the network, and I have some old DVDs. It's my world, really. So, in fact, I was watching some Japan, some AJPW stuff just earlier in the day. It was like Stan Hansen and Masawa and Big Van Vader. So
I was gonna say, was it old school stuff? Was it old school stuff?
Oh yes, around like the late '80s.
Okay.
I actually saw a video on Instagram early with Big Van Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow. So I was kind of doing binge for like a couple hours now.
You ever get a chance, watch some AJ Styles versus Nakamura? That'll knock your socks off.
That's good stuff too. But I mean, yeah, if you're looking for agile big men, you can't do better than Bam Bam and Vader.
Oh yeah,
so incredibly agile for as big as they were. They could move around, they could fly, they could do, and just the whole package. And you're slightly on the bigger side too, so those are good guys to study to figure out that big man style and working like a big guy.
Oh, for sure. Because like I do love Shin wrestling. And then I actually I love like the big guys of the past, like Vader, actually Ox Baker too. Mm-hmm. But to break it down, I would say my top three favorites were the Ultimate Warrior, Bill Goldberg, because he's Jewish like me, and Bryan Danielson. So those three combined is my all-time favorite.
That is quite an eclectic list.
It sure is.
One of these things is not like the other.
All right, man. So, take us through the journey. Take us through the beginning. Take us what made you all of a sudden go from, you know what? I'm tired of just being a fan that watches these guys on TV. I want to get in the ring. When did that start for you, and where did you seek training?
Sure. Well, I do train over in South Jersey with CZW. Gabby Gilbert, who was actually at the show back in, I think it was June.
A few months ago, yeah.
So I trained with her. And also then that Super Crazy Pro Center.
Yeah.
So it's basically like right off the bridge where I live.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been going to those two places. I've gone to a couple like seminars during the year. But yes. Well, I've loved wrestling basically my whole entire life. I was living in Florida around 2006. I did it like here and there. Then again in 2013. But basically to break it down, since last year, August of 2022, I really just been going full force with the training and trying to make, emails and get on shows and with 3WA. Simply just I can't live without wrestling. Like I literally feel like I'm lost without wrestling.
You're hooked now.
I'm not into bars. Oh, what's up?
You're hooked now.
Oh yes, not very, very much so. I guess in the past, like I wouldn't really say anxiety, but like maybe my cardio and weight conditioning kind of deterred me to just to stay away from it. But like you can't quit. If you love something so much, you just can't. So and like I was saying, I'm not into bars or clubs, social scenes, and everybody loves the Eagles around here, and I don't even watch football or any sports at all.
No, I had a conversation with you at the last show, before the last show, and I don't know if you remember that conversation, but first off, when you shook my hand, I felt the power. I'm not kidding. I did. I felt like you're very strong. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too is you admitted to me that, the Andru the Warrior, like all this stuff has a very medieval connotation. Can you take us through that thought process there of coming up with this guy?
Oh, well, I brought some examples. I'm a big bookworm. I got the Hobbit here. Well,
there you go, Professor. This guy's Professor's best friend, I'll tell you right now.
We had a good conversation a couple weeks ago prior to the show about his goals and kind of going over some stuff and what a literature buff and whatnot he is and how he wants to bring that in. And I was really impressed because he has a really unique take that like I told him, Al, I think we might need to start getting the pre-show interviews or something going again for Carnage, and he would be somebody to give that opportunity to, because I feel like what he's doing in the ring is only maybe half the story, and he might be somebody that needs a little more of that time to bring the character out.
Totally agree.
Oh, thank you. And then like a book of like fairy tales also. So I'm just trying to, I want to be a role model to kids. Because, Cardi B ain't really the one. So, but,
I know.
I just want to, thank you. So, I'm such like, I was born in 87 and I grew up on Thundercats and the He-Man and all that, and I just want to try to bring that to like the wrestling industry and like a real life, either Saturday morning cartoon or just a real life Chronicles of Narnia type of character. So, or maybe not characters, yeah.
And I think there's room for that because there is kind of an idea of like that's something that Vince tapped into so successfully. That idea of like your superhero baby face and like your supervillain heel. And having that ability, we just maybe don't need to book like Thundercats. That am I the only person that notices with like Thundercats? Whenever the new threat came in, they were like the baddest of the bad, and it took a whole episode to beat them. And then like the next time they showed up, they were incompetent, and the Thundercats would beat them in 5 minutes. Like, we got to go call Mum Ra. We got to call Mum Ra because he's the only one. that knows how to deal with this crap. And I'm like,
Yeah, he's the only one that can hang with the Thundercats,
wait a
Mumra.
minute. Like 2 episodes ago, you guys were like world beaters and you had them on the ropes. Now all of a sudden you're like, nope, no idea how to do this. None.
Oh. From like the series itself, you were saying, or
Yeah, like you ever notice that like the mutants were really tough when they first show up, and every time they show up after that, 5 minutes in their beat, and they got to be part of Mum-Ra's plan. The lunatics are insanely powerful the first time they show up. Then after that, it's like, nope, 5 minutes, get your ass kicked, go find Mum-Ra, and Mum-Ra will save our butts.
sure. I mean, I actually have it on DVD, and I think there's episodes on YouTube, and I'll have to just watch it again and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, go back. It's insane. I remember watching it when it was on Cartoon Network again as an adult, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is everything everybody's mad at WWE booking for, is that only one villain is allowed to matter at a time, and everybody else is a stooge that has to go find that villain.
Right.
And please make us relevant.
Yes.
The heroes are too good.
oh yeah, for that story purpose, I'll definitely look that over and stuff. But yeah, you're right.
So Andrew, are you still in the works of developing this character? Like where do you pull him from? Because he seems kind of medieval-esque.
Oh, well, like in my promos, I do want to kind of talk like a third person, like a storybook narrator.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
Oh yes. I guess like if I'm narrating my own type of book, I'm gonna kind of put them on like certain wrestler or situation, things like that.
What about when you do your promos? Would you do your promos like the Warrior used to do, where he would talk about himself in the third person and the Warriors? I mean, not in the crazy language he would use, but I'm just saying in that connotation. I'm saying.
Oh no, mostly just if I'm like writing on my own book, with yeah, so something like that.
So your promos, it sounds like, would almost be like you would be doing omniscient narration, where you would be your promos would be part of your story, narrating up to your match, and then you would almost be in a position where, if you got the opportunity, say like Jerry Lawler used to do in the WWE, where he would commentate his own match when he was wrestling somebody.
With the microphone, yeah.
That's what it sounds like you're kind of aiming for.
Oh yeah, no, good point. I actually saw some of those videos maybe like a couple weeks ago and stuff. Actually, I'll pop it on YouTube later on, and so that's a good idea. So
yeah, I
so,
think that's
exactly.
something you want to look at based on what you're kind of laying out as how you want to do it. That might be something to look at, and it's a unique hook that not a lot of other people are doing. And I mean, that's what it's about, unique hooks to draw attention, draw the audience in.
Oh, no, thank you, Keith. Appreciate that.
Sure. I always want to help however I can.
Yeah, no.
So, before you, like, when I talked to you, like, you told me the end goal is basically WWE.
Oh, yes.
But before you get there, talk about your immediate goals in 3WA.
Oh, yeah, mostly just I just want guys to just push me to the limit, just get the best out of me. My cardio, my wind, just put up some matches we can put like perhaps some demo reel matches we can be proud of, and take us to the limit basically, and so and I just I would say give the fans something to remember, put on a good match and things like that.
Greg wants to know what your finisher is.
I would simply call it the end of story. The sidewalk slam. I guess the way how Kevin Nash would do it, I would kind of just twist my body for a second, then see the opponent would just land on his back, and then I would land, I guess maybe like sideways. So it's a little twist.
And what's nice about that too, then you can grab the leg immediately, hook the leg, turn it into a cover immediately. So you got that ability of like, I've just knocked all the wind out of your sails and I'm immediately into the cover to get my you can believe in 3 seconds. You can't breathe for 3 seconds, and therefore that's your win right there.
Yeah. No, good point.
Yeah, because I always like that in finishers. I like anything where you can logically say, or you can get, your play-by-play person. In this case, that would be me because I'm play-by-play for 3WA, that I can throw that little bit in there of like, oh, okay, that's why that's effective. I could believe that's why in this situation he could win with that.
No, that's true. You're right.
So is there anybody in 3WA that you haven't wrestled yet that you would like to?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to actually wrestle that Tom Mitchell, other than the Trace Parker guy.
Both great guys.
Both very good.
Yep.
Well, thank you. I would say that Donnie Bambino guy as well, to wrestle him. Then actually Cody Rhodes.
But
what's up?
Donnie's got a little bit of an attitude problem. He and I go back and forth. I've had him come to me after a couple of shows and be like, I forgot to yell at you tonight. And then he corrects it.
Oh, damn.
You mentioned Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
he was. He's actually a good worker. So he was.
So underrated. So underrated.
Oh, really?
I think a lot of people sleep on him.
Just he was just helping me through the match, and he was very laid back. And actually, if I could wrestle him all the time, I wouldn't mind. Like a best of 7 series or something. So
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Classic Johnny Potter. Donnie is a stand-up guy.
Yeah, of course you do.
Very stand-up guy.
My best friend, Johnny Potter.
Anyway, yeah, you mentioned Cody Rhodes, but I talked to you also about expanding your horizons other than 3WA. Have you looked into that so far? One in particular, the professor over there, is the commentary for SWO too.
Yeah, I would love to wrestle for there too.
He's aware of you. Talk to Wolf.
Yeah.
He runs it. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, Wolfman's the one. Wolfman's the one. Next 3WA show, you should talk to him.
And well, actually, like my actual real last name is Wolf, so we kind of have that bond right there.
How about that?
And it's where the W comes from. But I've been in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and my car is like at 110,000 miles, but it runs good. So maybe I can just make some trips on my own to like Massachusetts or Maryland, things like that. So I'm just
well, Seven Valleys isn't far enough away for you to you don't have to go all the way out to Massachusetts. Like Seven Valleys is right here. Three Legacies is in Lancaster.
I agree.
These places are around in PA and Jersey for you.
And what's nice about that is they might
of course
you get in with one. They're so interconnected. You could probably start picking up bookings with the others too, because you get a booking in SWO. We've used Ricardo Rodriguez a lot. He runs, Three Legacies, which is right there in Lancaster. Seven Valleys is right outside of Lancaster, where SWO runs Red Lion and Seven Valleys. So, you'd really be able to get yourself at least a nice little set of bookings there in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is insane for the amount of, independent wrestling that's going on there.
I know. I'm kind of flabbergasted. Because, you got the SWO, you got 3W, the Three Legacies, so then 3WA.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that central PA area is like really starting to rise up and stuff. Yeah. So, then there's I think PPW as well.
Yeah, that's around.
Yep, that's around.
They just had a show.
Right.
They had a show in my backyard, Slatington, right here, where pretty near where I live, on yesterday.
Oh, good.
And you mentioned Tom Mitchell; he wrestled at that show.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get
nice.
I want to get this comment in, Andrew, and that is Greg's back. He says Lance Storm recently said in an interview that in the middle of our matches, if we don't slow down just a tad between moves, then the commentators aren't able to get you over.
He's right.
I agree. So, so you got to take everything. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keith.
Because speaking as a commentator, if you guys go 100 miles an hour, that looks great and all that stuff. But I'm going to be focused on trying to tell your moves and tell the fans what you're doing to each other. And it doesn't give me a ton of time to be like, this is why you should, love whoever the baby face is. This is why whoever is the heel is a despicable piece of shit. You need to hate them and want them to be hurt badly. Like, people will complain about, oh, I hate chin locks. I love chin locks, though, as a commentator, because
Yes,
Nash talked about this, too. Like, grab a hold, because if you grab a hold, it's going to force the commentator to talk about you and put you over because they have no other choice. You can't sit there and call a chin lock and make it interesting and go, oh, he cranked it back, and he cranked it back again, still cranking. Like, there's nothing interesting in that. I've got to talk about who you are, or that last great win you had, or anything like that. You've got to help us help you. Like I always say, commentators I'm not there to get myself over. Screw that. If I get over, great. But I should get over because I'm getting you over. That's my job, is to make sure you're over and your opponent is over and the fans care. It's not about me being smart or witty or anything like that. My job is to make sure you look like $1 million.
Good point. And then also, like, the viewers and the fans, we can absorb what we're doing and things like that. So that way, the commentators can have time to get us over, because we're doing move after move after move. Well, then, like, rapid speed, it's like you can't absorb it, and you can't talk about the move itself and things like that.
Right.
So, plus I can catch my wins.
Exactly. And that gives you guys the ability to regroup a little bit and go over your next couple spots if you don't have it planned out, or, like you say, get your win back, get yourself kind of reoriented. And that's why I understand, because independent wrestling doesn't have a lot of commentary, that I think that's why guys have gotten themselves conditioned the idea of, I have to keep moving because there's nothing to teach the fans or get the fans interested and to stay into what I'm doing. So I need to be 100 miles an hour and I need to be all action. But at like 3WA or SWO, where now you have the commentary, use that as the safety net to go, like, okay, I know in the building I might get a little shit, but when it goes out on YouTube and it's on TV, I know Keith and Al are there, or Keith and Wolf are there, or whoever. They're making sure that the audience is staying with me and that the audience is getting deeper involved in what I'm doing, because now they're starting to talk about character stuff. They're starting to talk about why they should care about me beyond just, he wrestles good. Because that only goes so far,
And okay.
Greg's back. He says,
plus,
go ahead.
I really do. I just love the psychology to a wrestling move and a wrestling hold, like why it matters.
Yep.
So
we had Barry Koloff and TNA's Mike Jackson at our last show last night. Barry Koloff and TNA's Mike Jackson.
That would be very great trainer action, Mike Jackson.
Yeah.
He really
Yeah, I
was.
think I heard that, he was like an enhancement talent.
What's that?
Oh, I think Mike Jackson was an enhancement talent in the 70s and 80s.
Yes.
And
And
now
he's
he's starting to get a look at.
resurgence right now. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's training people nowadays, and he's making appearances and things like that. And we lost him.
Mm.
There was a slight delay with him, right, Keith? It's not just
Just a
me.
slight one. If worse comes
Well,
to
like if
worse,
we're
then
talking,
we'll-
and then he starts talking because he thinks we're done talking. Then there was, you know what I'm saying? But then we weren't done talking. But then he would start talking over us because there was that delay.
Yeah, just try to come back in, Andrew. It's okay. Don't panic. We've had this.
Yeah, don't
happen
panic.
many
Come on
times
back in.
before. Your connection might get better coming back in.
Pretty good. Like,
Oh, here we go.
yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys.
No
That's okay,
problem.
it happens.
Oh, but I was saying, I think Chick Donovan also is getting noticed in Impact. So it's like all timing, you know. So
Yeah.
Is there wrestlers wrestling today in Impact, AEW, or WWE that you would love to wrestle somewhere down the road before they hang up the boots?
yeah, quite a few actually. Well, I guess most of the big guys like Omos in WWE.
You
Mhm.
I mean, since I kind of have like a fairy tale Lord of the Rings type of thing, and the Giants, like, but then again, I mean, not to go in for, but at least someone like a Josh Bishop, who's in I think the Ohio region.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he's pretty, a little tall guy. So, but well, I guess with WWE, like the Miz, Roman Reigns would be like a dream fantasy. But,
Dream fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, right.
Everybody wants a piece of Roman Reigns.
It's ridiculous how
Oh,
good he is. And it's ridiculous that the internet keeps shitting on him and acting like he's not. Stop it, internet.
Chick Donovan is at a bunch of our shows in my area. There you go. Did you read that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take it away.
Oh no, I read it. But it was in a bunch of shows. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Greg's been here the whole show. He's trying to, tantalize you to come to Alabama. That's the bottom line. He keeps dropping these names like Action Mike Jackson and Barry Koloff and Chick Donovan because he's like, come to us, Andrew W.
Hey, we have Dirty Dongo coming in at the middle.
Yeah.
Actually, next week in the SWO.
Dirty Dongo, September 16th.
Yeah. And then next month, we're going to have Matt Cardona versus Merrick Miami, the rematch everybody's been waiting for.
Matt freaking Cardona.
We're not slouches up here in the north either.
Good Lord. Yeah, so the
I think Matt
talent level.
Cardona is going to be
No, go ahead.
Oh, I think he's going to be at SWO or PPW.
Yep.
Yes.
SWO.
Matt?
Yeah, no, SWO, October.
Yep. Big 300th show. That's why I say it might be a real good idea to talk to Wolfman at 3WA this month. See if they got any spaces.
Yeah, that's a brain he could pick, right?
Oh,
Well, absolutely. And I
I'll
mean,
take
just in general, be like, I could work that day.
then I mean,
No, but Wolf's super great with novices. I mean, he wasted a ton of time on us. He won't say that. I'm saying that. We're not worthy.
and well, you guys can hear me, right? I thought I was losing internet connection. But,
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lag, but we can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, awesome.
What do you think you have to do?
And then are there any?
When there's dead air, I want to talk,
yeah, go
Keith, and then yeah, I'm good. Um, what do you think you have to do to take the next step in your mind?
I think simply just connections, really just perhaps maybe from social media or get to more shows, sending out some more emails, just trying to hanker down more into getting more bookings, along with I suppose just working more cardio. So because that's mostly my always been my weak point, but I love it so much. I just don't want to. I don't want to quit.
Yeah, I think it's
always
right now for you. It's just getting more matches, getting more experience, getting more reps in there. You know, keep training, keep working out, keep working on your wind. You know, because you only have how many matches under your belt? I think you told me before the show, and I'm just forgetting.
Sure. Well, basically, I really I got to give it to Katie because she was the one who basically got me on book basically before anybody else. Before the new year, I was emailing some people. Didn't really hear back from much, but actually also Shelby Waters too. She's the one who got me the connection. So basically, since May, I've been, been wrestling on shows.
So you're a baby yet in the business. So I mean, yeah, it's just you know what it is. It's just get reps, it's get matches, it's keep working at it. You know, talking to people, getting yourself booked, getting that time in, and getting that foundation.
Yeah, 100%. And I really do love being out in the crowd. I would say I guess other guys could be maybe some are nervous, but when you've wanted it for so long, you're finally out there, and it's like it's go time. Like your dream is finally happening, and all those nerves go away. And like I said, I want to be a role model to children to just never quit on your dreams, and to read books and expand your go on adventures and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, Greg saying
letting you know that ring shape is definitely different.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
She is. She's going to be a great mom.
She is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's truly amazing. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So at the next 3WA show, I think Keith and I, it's within our power to try to get a spotlight interview for you so that we can put you on Carnage and kind of let the 3WA fans know who this guy is and what he's about.
That's a good idea. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna definitely do that. It's a great idea by Keith. To put because we tried it. We've been trying to do that. We kind of got away from it as part of Carnage. But now that we were kind of focused on the 3WA Carnage Championship, now that we have a 3WA Carnage champion, now we can really focus on trying to spotlight everybody else, as well as the new Carnage Championship, because that's the point of that championship, is to spotlight him. But that's a title that I could see you contending for that. No?
Yeah, I think the dude won it, didn't he?
He did.
You guys have, I think, an energy that would be very interesting in there, because I think you guys could really play off each other and do that comedy stuff that works but doesn't necessarily become so ha-ha that you guys aren't serious anymore. And it would help you guys out because, like you say, the psychology, you could use the psychology more, where it would be less about got to get my shit in, got to go boom, 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 boom. Like, no, we could do more storytelling. If you're both baby faces, you can do the handshakes, you can do oh, you're great, no, you're great, that sort of thing that the dude does and whatnot. And I think that, honestly, I could even see you guys maybe down the line as things develop, maybe a tag team. Maybe that's a tag team that could possibly come together. I could see you guys having a lot of different options together, actually, because I think you have an energy that I think, and a chemistry potentially. I haven't seen it in the ring yet, obviously, but just kind of knowing what your characters are and what your vibes are and whatnot, I think we could have something there.
Sure, and I think he uses like snacks as a prop.
Right.
So you can like
those special gummies.
Snacks.
Oh yeah. And then I like pass on out like a book to him or something like that. And yeah. Like our personality's gonna intertwine and mesh. So,
yeah.
And if it gets over with the fans,
I think it could work. Al, I think I have to have a meeting with somebody at the next show. I'm excited about this idea I've just had now.
Here we go. I don't know if I like or love when you have excited about an idea you have.
Listen, that explosion was not my fault. It was on fire when I got there, okay? He's judging me.
Oh man. Anyway, man, like listen, whatever we can do to help you. That's why we're here. That's what we do. So along the way, interviews, great. Trying to hook you up with certain talent, great. Hooking you up with Wolfman's essential. You need to go to SWO at least, even if you go and they're not booked, see what they're all about. Because if you meet some of those guys, you'll get to pick some of their brains. Guys that have been doing it 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Definitely they can point you in the right direction of what you need to do, what you need to be doing right now, what you need to do in a year from now, that kind of stuff.
And that's the kind of locker room too that they're not selfish. They'll teach you, they'll take you under your wing. I always say I'm freaking nobody. And the amount of opportunities and doors that people have opened for me and been like, oh, I love what you do. Oh, here, you could do this. Oh, please do this. Please do that. Like, it's such a welcoming environment. And it's so great that it's 110% away from the kind of negativity and nasty stories you usually hear about the wrestling business, where everybody's like, oh, how can I get over and keep this guy down? It's how can I get over and lift this guy up?
No, I agree.
And it's such a great atmosphere between that 3WA, SWO locker room and so many other promotions that are out there in Pennsylvania that we've had contact with. AXW's got a great locker room and some great people there. CCW has some great people working for them. I haven't had a lot of experience with PCWA. I know some of their talents, but I imagine it's much the same thing. And it's just so great that everybody's out there doing something, that you can walk into any of these locker rooms and there's people that are willing to teach you and willing to take you under their wing and willing to help you get booked other places and help you succeed.
Awesome. Yeah. If they share that same passion for wrestling like I do, we would get along instantly. And if I can help them out, they can help me out with advice. It's very, very humbling. So,
how much do you pay attention to the mainstream TV stuff nowadays?
Yes and no. Like not too much. I do love film and television, but they've been. I was watching This Is Us on NBC with Mandy Moore. That's kind of like the last show I was really into.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, I kind of been watching stuff like before 2020. So for the world turned into like whatever. But
Right, like pre-COVID.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, but I'm sorry. But actually, I stuff that's on like ABC and NBC, like I guess NCIS. Been watching some of that NCIS.
Do you watch
stuff,
any?
so,
Do you watch any wrestling?
I'm sure. But, and I'm gonna grab my phone charger.
Sure.
I do apologize. I thought my phone was gonna. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. Keith, meanwhile, while we could filibuster here, your Ravens got a big win today.
We did. Very excited to start off with a win. I'm sure Piranha is we're gonna be having a beer down in Seven Valleys to celebrate that.
That's a Baltimore bar right there in the Valley Tavern.
My kind of people.
I'm thinking of singing karaoke this time.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to see that.
You'll be pleasantly surprised. I just need a shot of tequila first.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Yeah, I'm not.
I might pony up for that one then.
Andrew, do you watch any WWE or AEW?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Well, I will admit I've been kind of falling off AEW just a tad bit. I mean, I find out the reviews, but as far as Raw, SmackDown every single week, I'm in my age. I'm 35, and I've literally watched every single week. And then if I miss it, I go on YouTube, and so I follow WWE like religiously.
Is there anything WWE's doing right now that you like, or anything that you dislike?
Well, I do enjoy that they are pushing LA Knight. They're listening to the fans for once. I'm seasoned. Yeah, they're listening to the fans and just giving him that push that he deserves. Because he's been doing it for like 20 years. I've been watching his stuff on YouTube. So since
Talk
his
about
days of like NWA,
talk about keep moving forward. Talk about a story that where a guy just kept moving forward. You know, that's cool.
Of course.
Gotta stay with it. The guys who make it are the ones that eat, sleep, and breathe it. And if they get told no, they understand that you just got to go back and work harder to turn it into yes.
Sure, of course. Then also with WWE, with like the brand split, I'm kind of like up and down with it. I just feel like sometimes there should be guys on Raw, on SmackDown, and vice versa.
Right.
Maybe do like a type of like a tournament of guys on Raw going for the U.S. title, and then someone would show up on SmackDown, like that unpredictability type factor, instead of the same old. So, there's been like a running gag on Instagram as of late, the Judgment Day, wrestling the same guys over and over, like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and then it's Owens, Zayn, and then Cody, and then Owens, Zayn again, and like Rollins. So it's if they brought in the guy from like SmackDown or whatever, just this, freshening up. So
I'd be all for. I mean, I'd be all for Bloodline versus Judgment Day kind of thing. That'd be cool. I think it's my opinion, but
sure. But you can bring like the LWO guys onto Raw again.
WWE has seasons. A lot of fans don't realize that. What happens is that WrestleMania happens. Like you have everything from January to March is leading into WrestleMania, right? Then you have WrestleMania. Then after WrestleMania, then they give a damn about the brand split again. And then that leads you to Survivor Series, because that's where you end up having Raw versus SmackDown stuff. And then that goes away again. And then everything gets jumbled at the Royal Rumble, and we're back to square one.
Well, for now, but I mean, as of Tuesday, Endeavor is going to own WWE, so you got to wonder what is Endeavor's influence going to be. if anything substantial.
I hope they don't. I hope they just let it run itself. And
I tend to feel like that's probably what's going to happen, is that you're not going to see a substantial difference since they're keeping most of the creative in place. I mean, obviously, I feel for some of the people in back of house, like in the travel department and stuff like that, that are probably going to lose their jobs because they're not going to keep two travel departments necessarily for WWE and UFC. There's going to be some inevitable trimming, but it sounds like, from what I'm hearing, kind of like what they did with UFC, they're going to just look at it as the people that are there in high officer positions. They're going to take it as, you know what you're doing. We bought this to make money with it. You guys are making money. Why would we turn around and try to tell you what to do or remove you or do anything to kind of rock the boat? I think anybody that thinks there's going to be wholesale change, look at when Disney bought Marvel and everybody was
right.
like, oh my God, all the edgy characters are going to go away. Oh my God, I'm going to lose all these things I like. And it just turned out that Disney was like, no, we just want to make money. Do what you do.
That's classic Johnny Potter's son, Anthony, right there, Keith.
Your father is a terrible influence.
I got to get this guy in because this is the guy, Andrew, that I think would be a great match for you at SWO, and that'd be Prince Piranha is here. And Prince Piranha says, yo, I hope all is well, guys. Prince Piranha, if you're watching this right now, I want to see you versus this guy. I don't care if it's an SWO or 3WA. I don't really care, but I would love to see Andrew versus Prince Piranha. Make it happen if you have the power. That'd be great.
I mean, he's hungry.
He's always hungry. Have you ever seen anything from him? If you haven't, Andrew, I assure you, go to SWO on YouTube. Go to SWO Wrestling on YouTube and look up any Prince Piranha match.
Right now,
he is so immensely talented, and he would be a great guy for you to work with and learn from.
Good, yeah. I've seen some promo pictures. I believe he has an afro.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. He was most recently Uprising champion there, and he just lost it recently. But
he got stolen from him. But
he gets to wrestle in a 4-way dance on September 16th with Dirty Dango. So there you go.
Awesome.
So yeah, there's one. I love Prince Piranha. That dude is awesome. I'm still waiting for that match too. I want Thundercat versus Prince Piranha, Keith, selfishly.
Well, he keeps saying he's going to be back. He keeps saying he's going to come back this way.
I think we made a good impression on him, Pennsylvania. I think we did.
Oh, not bad.
All right, Andrew, is there anything that we have not talked about that you would like to talk about before we get out of here, brother?
Oh, yeah, man, I could talk about wrestling for hours. No, thanks. I know. So I'm gonna pop one more of the New Japan on YouTube now. No, just thank you for the support. Really, it just really means a great deal to me. I've been really I've been trying to find my peers to talk to in wrestling, just finding a good group like you guys. It's uplifting, that I know I can. It's just uplifting. So. Well,
I will say before I let Keith have the final word, but I will say that at the next SWO show, at the next 3WA show, which is September 23rd, fans, if you're interested, come on down to Quakertown and see the professor and I commentary, see the stars of 3WA, the new Carnage champion, the dude, this guy here, Andrew, the Bad Fellas, Wyndham James Winthorpe III and company. Those guys will all be there on September the 23rd at the Q-Mart. That's the next time you can see Andrew wrestle. But in the meantime, I will make this promise to you that we will spotlight you on an upcoming episode of Carnage so that the 3WA fans can get to know you better, those who have not had a chance to see this interview here. Yes, Tony, thank you for bringing that up. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Yeah, we did mention that last time we were on, but yes, that's
very, very proud to have been part of a 10-bell salute for him and Terry Funk at the last
absolutely
3WA show.
absolutely. But
Bray Wyatt, actually met him back in
Really?
2017 at a comic book convention.
how about that?
Yeah, I was actually working like event staff security, and he was the nicest guy. He was really nice.
That's awesome.
A guy who's just very welcoming. You know, it's just no ego. I guess one of those people where, like, if you're the janitor or a CEO, it would just be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
So that's the guy I was. So.
Professor, you have any parting gifts for Andrew?
Thank you for your time coming on here and hanging out with us for an hour, and just keep grinding, man, because like for us, somebody had to open the door, and thankfully we had a generous group that was willing to do it, and we just want to, in our small way, give back, and anything we can do to help anybody, do the same thing. Like, we found our tribe, and we want everybody else to do the same thing and find their tribe, whether it's the tribe we're in or that's just a door to you finding something else that you need to do. Who cares? I just want everybody to be successful. I want everybody else to live their dream. And 5-10 years, I want to look at WWE, AEW, Impact, anybody else, and be like, they're all flooded with our guys. They're all flooded with people that we know, that we believe in, that we know what they can do.
No, I agree. So,
Love it. All right, man. I want to thank Classic Johnny Potter and his boy Tony for popping on here. I want to thank Thundercat for gracing us with his presence. It's been a while. Glad to see you. Very glad to see you. Glad things are going good down there in Alabama. I also want to thank Piranha for popping on and saying hello. And I hope that match does happen. Like Keith said, we are here to help you. So anything we could do to help you, man, definitely we will try to do that. Again, you want to see this guy wrestle September the 23rd at the Q Mart. Doors open at 6:00. Tickets are like $20. Come on down to your 3WA show. If you've never been to a 3WA show, and if you're within reach of Quakertown, you're not going to be disappointed. You will enjoy yourself. Definitely enjoy yourself. Meantime, Professor and I will be here next week. I do not have a guest yet booked for next week, but Keith and I are going to be at 2 separate shows to find a guest, and we'll figure that out. We're going to be at September 16th at SWO, and we're going to be at September 23rd at the Q Mart for Quakertown. Andrew, don't go anywhere, all right, brother?
Oh, yes. Sitting right here.
For Andrew W. and the Professor, I'm Big Al. We'll see you guys next time on Around the Turnbuckle.
You think you know me?
Oh, yeah. If you smile.
Calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles